You want to introduce yourself first?
You can as well. You can.
Okay.
So.
Hey everybody, welcome to the IAHSEA Smite playoffs. This is going to be the champion match between Iowa Falls and Greene County. I will be one of the broadcasters. My name is Iverson. My username is Flaffo, and I'm here with
Colin. I go by the main DM in Smite, and Bert.alk in Rainbow Six Siege.
All right, and we'll be getting into this game here soon. They're going to get it all situated, and we will get into it so we can get that to you guys. Once again, this is the Smite Playoffs Championship. We're going to be getting into this. It should be Iowa Falls, which are the cadets going against the Greene County Rams. This is going to be a best 2 of 3 game. And I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. Since we did see the Greene County Rams play amazing games going against the Norsemen and being able to bring it back whenever it started off as a 1-0. Do you have anything to say about these two teams going against each other and like what you kind of expect to see?
Yeah, I do. I would say that these teams are both really good teams. They've proven themselves as very aggressive, yet also very coordinated. They would get 2 games. I was like, am I sounding good? I can kind of hear myself, but anyways, they're both very good teams. We Belmont faced against them in the first round, which we lost 0-2, but it's very much a game of attrition, I would say. Like, because you have so much going on in your mind at one time, like, what items they're going to build, how their gods counter yours, and vice versa. So I think it would be interesting to see these two teams fight. I watched a bit of Greene County versus Rowan Story, which it was a very tight match too, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that goes down is really who's going to be able to get that early game lead, and if they are going to be able to kind of take advantage of that to actually get after different objectives, as well as start snowballing to get farther ahead from the other team, as well as going into late game. And if you are able to work as a team to pick off the squishies, push them off of different objectives, and really win those team fights, I think that's what this is going to be all about.
I agree.
We just heard that we are having a little bit of technical difficulties with one of the computers right now. We're going to try to get that back up as soon as possible and try to get this game rolling so we can view that to you guys. But it's exciting. This is going to see who's going to win it all. Okay, turns out that they are getting into the custom games right now. We will be trying to get in here real soon so we can show you the band phase and start getting into the actual details of the match and show you the outcome of that. Sorry about this. We're trying to get into the lobby right now, but seeming to having a little bit of difficulty. We'll try to get that situated here real soon. Okay, there we go. We are now into the banning phase for the championship right now. As we can see from on the order side, that is going to be the Green County Rams, while on the right side, this is going to be the Iowa Falls Cadets. With this, you can see from the bans that the Rams are banning Surcat as well as Thanatos and New Wall, getting rid of some of those junglers as well as a potential mid laner, while on the Cadets are banning off Alquang as well as Arachne, who are also some pretty good and snowbally type of junglers as well as other mid laners and support. Do you have anything to say about this?
I'd say these are pretty typical bans. Like Than, a lot of people struggle with Than. You know, he's very, since his passive, you move faster, the lower HP that an enemy is, and his ult is always annoying because it stuns, it executes, and he gets a lot of cooldown off of it. But I'd say the bans are pretty good. We've been seeing a lot of Anubis bans, Surcat bans, because Surcat recently got buffed, so he gets free crit in her passive, so it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I think some of these bans are a little bit questionable to me, like the Chang'e. I don't feel like I've seen like Chang'e being played as often, as well as like I don't believe that she is a very good mid laner in general. So that kind of one is a little bit questionable, as well as the Ishtar pick, especially since it feels like there are a lot of different hunters who are able to do what she does, but a lot better. It's like she is a kind of like a jack of all trade type of character, and she just kind of does well in all like each different parts of having some CC, doing some ability damage, having some auto attacking, but it's not something she doesn't excel in one single thing like how other hunters do.
Yeah, jack of all trades, specialty none.
Exactly.
Everything.
And with this, we have the actual teams, and we can get right into the match.
2 Mastery 10s, I'm impressed.
Right into game 1. So with this, we can see them right into the camps right now, just waiting on for what they are trying to grab, get all those camps right into, and try to get into lane as fast as possible. We'll see how they decide to go about this and which one gets to lane first.
Interesting to see the different starts each team is doing. Like you see IFA doing a different start than what you typically see, which is usually solo and mid clear their own camps together, and then you have solo and mid, excuse me, they do the XP Harpy camp and blue camp for the solo laner. Then he goes to lane, and then the mid and jungle meet up for damage, and then go to mid. While Green County is doing an older start where jungle, solo, and mid do all their camps together in the XP camp. So it'd be interesting to see who reaches level 2 the quickest and who sustains in lane the fastest.
So that's going to be the one thing that we're going to have to watch out for, especially for the enemy team who doesn't actually get to level 2 with that, because that's going to just have a whole nother ability that's just going to add in a lot of different pressure that wasn't probably there before. So going on this, the thing that actually looked like she was going to try to invade a bit, or at least place a ward just to see where everybody is.
Tyr got to lane way quicker than that Bologna did. Seems like the old start was better than the new one.
Seeing with this, it seems like the Hachiman and the Fafnir are having a little bit of trouble in lane going in. Let's go check out solo lane with the Tyr and the Bologna going in and just making sure to do a lot of damage. The Tyr is just bullying the Bologna right now, but that is to be expected from a stand switcher, especially in early game, getting that other set of abilities just to do a ton more damage and just having those cooldowns a way higher, as well as having all the CC to just throw the Bologna around however way he wants.
Yeah, Tyr's a very good warrior. A lot of stand switchers like Ardio, Uller, very good potent characters that have a lot of poke, lots of damage. Tyr can be very versatile. You can run him in solo lane. You can run him in jungle. He does a lot of damage, especially with the ult now that stuns, and the extra set of abilities with the stance switch.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know about that change with the ult actually stunning. Tyr luckily was able to notice the Lancelot and actually back up way quicker before he actually got rotated on and actually might have died. With this mid lane, the Scylla is actually doing a lot of damage to the Persephone. Persephone also a very annoying god to play against. I know whenever I play any of my ranked games or any casual games, whenever I see Bologna, I always just sigh and just like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be playing. I don't think I want to be playing this game anymore.
Ooh, it looks like there's a gank coming from the
Yeah,
Lancelot.
Lancelot coming right onto the Scylla, but Scylla does have her dash, gets out of it pretty quickly and perfectly fine, not taking a lot of damage from that.
Still a very safe yet very effective mid laner. Lots of damage, lots of safety, CC as well, with that executable ult.
Only problem is whenever she does use her dash, if the enemy do surround that pretty quickly, can be spell trouble for the Scylla and get her caught out pretty quickly.
It's been pretty even so far, I'd say.
Yeah, so far not a lot of pressure coming from either side. Nobody's really going in super difficult or a lot trying to get that early first blood, but instead of just making sure to clear wave, trying to just get that farm up, playing a little bit safe.
Bakasura has really been staying in jungle, not very ganking very early. As early ganks can make or break the game. As if you say the tier got a gank from his Bakasura and dominated the Bologna. The Bologna is not going to be able to be in lane if she didn't have TP, which it appears that she does.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize as well, is just those early ganks and the amount of pressure that you get with those early ganks to push back the enemies and make them lose either gold or XP, and as well as just determining how the tempo of the game is.
Especially with that totem on that side, because it provides more MP5, some more gold, so which you can get your item faster and provides a lot more pressure globally.
Ooh, luckily the Hachiman was able to get that Void buff and is able to get out with the Fafnir. Bakasura actually diving in with his ult, going onto the Athena, seeing if he can get that pick, but unfortunately the Fafnir as well as the Hachiman weren't able to back up way too much, so they weren't able to get a pick on anybody.
Yeah, quite interesting to see about 6 people in duo lane, especially this early into the game, but still in the first blood. It's impressive.
It's pretty impressive. It seems like a lot of the team, for both teams, they're playing pretty safe, as well as it seems like they are trying to make sure to like actually peel for their other teammates and making sure that they are able to get out without getting dove on.
Especially in that duo lane. Because support is literally, if the support dies, but the ADC lives, it's pretty much value for the ADC to live, because he can stay in lane a bit longer, get more XP by himself.
Exactly. That ADC actually benefits a lot from being in lane by himself, being able to get those last hits, and not having to share XP with anybody as well. Bologna being a little bit more aggressive, getting that taunt off, and her 3 ability. Hachiman going for the ult, going in on the Athena, misses the actual one on the Athena though, and gets her about to half health.
Well, there's a gank coming from Lancelot in mid, but doesn't appear to have any engagement from the Scylla. Very much a standstill right now.
Right now, it does seem like they are playing it a little bit more passively, making sure just to try to get that far, probably trying to aim for late game.
Ooh, but the Lancelot comes into the duo lane for the tier. Tier having a lot of pressure, even just by himself. That was jungler. Especially because
doing
it's
a lot of damage.
Ooh,
Decided to jump onto the Lancelot, doing a little bit of damage, but the Lancelot is doing a little bit more, deciding to back off. But the Bakasura misses his jump, thinking that the Lancelot is going to go the other way. The Lancelot uses his ult just to get out of there as fast as possible.
Quick engagements, but also very quick escapes. Still no first blood in the 6 minutes in the game. We've seen some games where you get first blood in the first minute and a half.
And it seems like these guys are trying to not play as aggressively or go for those plays as of yet, from what we've seen.
The only tower that I think it seemed to be touched is Solo Tower on the Bologna side. But other than that, it's been pretty even for each lane.
Pretty even so far, especially like with the objectives. Seems like each team is able to get their own buff so far, as well as doing a little bit more damage to the towers. Tyr is the only person that I would say is having an huge amount of pressure into his solo lane right now. I think so. Now the other broadcaster has just left, and now I'm back with the main man that has been here since day one, Jesus, or Young Soul 17.
How many years has it been? Oh man, it's been a while.
Well, Fafnir taking a little bit of damage, took a couple of tower shots right there. Might have to back off real soon, or if he's going to get engaged by the Athena, getting hit by the Ishtar all as well, getting pulled back, and then getting one shot, and he is dead. The Ishtar gets the first blood in 7 minutes into the game.
So Iverson, how do you see the teams playing, especially with the cadets and our main guys over here, the Rams?
So far, what it seemed like is they've been doing a lot of poke damage, and the Scylla gets the kill on the Persephone in mid, while the Bakasura starts going in on the Lancelot. Lancelot is half health. Hachiman is paying more attention to that. Bakasura decides to go in, starts going in on their carry, getting the Ishtar really low. Hachiman missing his abilities and hits and gets the last hit on the Ishtar. Now there's just the Lancelot, who is one shot, that gets killed by the Athena. The Hachiman dies, while the Fafnir killed the Ishtar.
Man, what a big turn of events. Just revenge kill after revenge kill. Just watching this is giving me excitement. It's making my blood boil, man. It's a bloodbath out here.
I know. There's what I was trying to say before was that it seemed like a lot of the through most of the early game and stuff, they were playing a little bit safer, playing like doing a little poke damage, a little hit and run tactics, not doing too much to like actually try to like go for the kill, just doing a lot of damage and doing pressure in there and just backing off whenever it needed to be. While just now, right when you came back, that's whenever they started going really in, trying to get those kills, trying to get those staggers on those people just to get them out of lane. Hachiman getting hit by that ult, getting hurt really bad, getting hit by the Ishtar ult, and then dies to the Ishtar. Fafnir having to disengage now, but the Bakasura is coming in, seeing if he can get a potential gank, but noticing that the Fafnir has pushed off, is deciding to back out.
Man, what a turn of events. Looking at the jungles here, level-wise, I feel like they're even in terms a little bit. I know that Lancelot is one level behind, but I feel like they're both having presence in each team fights or each gank. Especially now since Lancelot has Scylla on his tail. Scylla trying really hard to get him.
Used his blink. Scylla using her ult as well, getting hit by the Persephone ult. Lancelot actually coming back around. Where is he going? Seems like he's just trying to take as much camp XP from the enemy team as possible. Scylla as well as the tier and Bakasura chasing the Persephone now, seeing if they can get a kill. Athena coming in. Bakasura uses his ult, trying to get as close as possible to her. And the Scylla uses her crush to end the Persephone, giving that little bit of lead in mid lane once again.
Man, the Rams are really pushing hard. They really want to win this championship. It seems like they're very concerning and thinking about what they're going to do, especially now, and especially on picks like that when the Persephone was left out by herself. Yeah, she was going towards her teammate, but the Athena just could not make it in time.
Well, it does not matter of a thing of time. It's just they wanted that kill so bad. They were willing to ult and ignore the Athena, going so far to just try and burst her down as much as possible and get that and secure that kill. As we saw with that Scylla using her only form of escape to jump onto the Persephone and get that done. And Fafnir getting hurt, getting almost one shot. He is in one auto away from dying. Hachiman is also in a very bad spot, taking a lot of damage from the Ishtar as well as the Athena. Lancelot slowly making his way over, seeing if he can get that pick on somebody. And unfortunately, everybody has left before that was the case. Here on solo lane, going in on the Bellona, knocking him up as well as having the Bakasura go on him, but the Bellona ults out and gets away.
I'm liking the solo lane over here. I'm liking the tier V Bellona. I think that's a pretty good evenly matched fight, especially for the solo lane, especially seeing each teams play their.
Priscilla has to watch out. The Lancelot is going to go on her, using all of his abilities, doing a lot of damage. Will she be able to get out of there? And as Will kills the Lancelot, turns it back in really fast fashion and just absolutely bursting the Lancelot down, as we know as Scylla does when she starts getting those items online. Once she gets those levels online, she's going to be absolutely demolishing the enemy team with the damage.
Let's talk about Scylla's passive. The more levels her ability gets and she levels up, the more damage she does, right?
Exactly. And they also get different added bonuses onto them as well. Like if she levels up her root ability, that actually whenever she hits a target and there's targets around her, around that person as well, they also get rooted as well. While with their crush, that is a little circle with the explosion that gains more power.
Man, to be Scylla and be overfed, I would not like to go against that, especially now in this final championship against Rams and the Cadets.
No, going against a fed Scylla right now, that is a really bad matchup for the Persephone, especially whenever there's not really an answer on going in that, and because she's already is 3-0 and has killed their jungler as well, it's just that difference is getting bigger and bigger. Item-wise as well as level-wise.
Let's pop over to the Scylla, see what's going
Scylla
on.
going in on the Lancelot again, using her ult. Bakasura going in on him as well, and they get the kill on the Lancelot. Persephone used her ult trying to save the Lancelot, trying to keep the Bakasura away, but that was all for naught because the Scylla had her ult ready and aimed on him like snipers.
Get down.
She tried to say, get down, Mr. President, but that did not work. Going in for a really early game. Pyromancer, Persephone trying to take it, but she was not able to take it, but she gets the double kill on the Scylla as well as the Bakasura. That is a really
good lead.
That is a good lead for the Persephone, and looking really bad for the Scylla. Having that lead and then just losing it just like that.
Persephone looking like she did gain a level up on Scylla, actually putting her back up. Making it even in this mid lane, especially now.
And as well as she now is level 15 and took a tier 1 tower. And as you can see right now, it does look like the Cadets are doing a little bit better on tower, already having all tier 1s in all 3 lanes already down, and now going for a Gold Fury, which doesn't seem like that the Rams are actually going to be contesting that until the Hachiman decides to take it for himself.
Oh man!
For his team, got the Gold Fury, getting that gold online for them, keeping the gold lead very minimal for the Cadets.
Especially now, that was such a big steal from that Hachiman, just running in there knowing he was gonna die, especially when he just said, you know what, for my team, I got this.
And here comes the Bakasura with the Fafnir and Scylla going in on the Athena, getting her one shot, but having to back up. Lancelot trying to jump in, but deciding to disengage right away, just adding a little bit of pressure, trying to keep them away from the Athena as much as possible.
Man, the Cadets are really doing well, keeping their tier 1 towers from getting destroyed. It's a very, very good thing, especially when they got the Rams' first tier 1 towers down.
That's right, Jesus. They are doing a pretty good job, especially with in early game, with how this tier was having a lot of pressure into solo lane and losing it because of the Lancelot actually coming in to help with and to kind of mitigate that, as well as the Scylla, who had a lot of pressure but then lost it from dying. But the Bakasura goes onto the Athena and kills her. Did not think that the Bakasura already had items online to burst down the Athena like that, but as we know with the Bakasura, if he's able to stay on you with those autos and just just keep on hitting you over and over again, that is going to build up and do a massive amount of damage, especially with his ability to do true damage that just goes past all of your protections and just shred you down.
Bakasura just getting as much farm as he can. As Lancelot comes in, is he gonna get him? No, Bakasura
Decides
using
to use his
ult.
ult, trying to get away. Now it's just all three of them deciding if they want to go on the Bologna or keep trying to follow the Lancelot. Lancelot is actually gone and out of sight. And now it's just the Tier as well as the Fafnir in lane with a 3v2 right now with the Lancelot, Bologna, as well as the Athena in that lane.
Fafnir being in that top area, still going against those players, especially when the Lancelot and Athena are there. Oh no, as the fourth one comes in, are they going to try to collide him? No, it seems like they're just going to let him be. It's a good choice from the cadets rather than trying to pick on her, especially when they did have players nearby.
I think the thing as well is that Fafnir was just way too healthy, had all of his abilities still up, so he was able to get out pretty free as well. Scylla is able to get out as free as well, putting down her crush and making sure to keep it out. But the Athena comes in from the side, using her taunt, trying to keep it onto you. Lancelot uses his ult as well, getting really close and killing the Scylla. Bakasura following the Lancelot, trying to get the pick, gets the last hit, and kills the Lancelot as well, getting that revenge kill as well. But the Bakasura gets attacked by the Persephone with her ult and ends up killing the Bakasura as well with the Hachiman going in on the Persephone. Persephone having to use both her Aegis as well as her beads just to get out alive. Fafnir using his ult to end just disengaging. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get that Persephone, but they did get those two active abilities, which is going to be huge in the next team fight if they decide to collapse on her.
Man, this is a very intense match right now, especially for the championships. Having these two teams just going at it with their favorite characters, I would say. I feel like Sudi Harness over here just playing Fafnir, playing him pretty well. Actually not getting himself killed by his ult, which is a very good thing to do and hard to play.
I think that's one of the things that you have to always watch out as Fafnir is knowing whenever you should be using your ult and when you shouldn't, because there's different times whenever the enemy team can just surround you and just completely just lock you down whenever you come back down from your ult. But luckily that has not been happening. They've not been as focused on that to have that happen. Seems like the cadets are trying to go onto the Primal Fury right now with three of them. The Hachiman as well as the Fafnir and Scylla are on their way, trying to do a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, they aren't able to confirm the Primal Fury and wasn't able to get it. They weren't able to get the Lancelot. Lancelot was one shot away. Athena, one shot, getting killed by the Bakasura and cleaned up. Now they're trying to find another pick going in, seeing the Persephone trying to get a little bit close, but noticing that is probably not the case. But Scylla uses her crush, does a massive amount of damage to the Persephone, and is deciding to back off just now.
Do we see the Persephone trying to engage at her? No, but they are still three. They're just waiting. Looks like they might be going down into Oracles, I'm assuming. Nope, looks like they're just pushing back into mid lane. Just making sure. Nope, they might be going to
Bologna over into the right lane right now. Don't know if they're going to try to go onto it or just going onto the Pyromancer. They might just be trying to, knowing that Bologna probably won't be able to get the tower just yet. Scylla actually rotating in to push her off of lane, get a little bit of that XP as well, getting a little bit closer to level 20. And is doing a little bit of damage to the Bologna, keeping her there while the Bakasura is on his way, doing a little bit of damage. Rooted her. She had to use her ult to get out, but Scylla has an answer and follows her right away. Bakasura used his blink to get on there. Scylla using her ult, trying to catch up to the Bologna. Will she be able to catch her? No, she isn't. And now she's just walking straight forward, trying to get into it, playing a little bit aggressive. Probably not going to be able to be that good. She does not have her team following up behind her. And the Lancelot is now on them, doing a little bit of damage, trying to push them out. And will she gets hit by the Lancelot ult? Bakasura getting damage, one shot, dies to the Lancelot, as well as the tier trying to go onto the Lancelot right now, but isn't able to. Scylla misses her crush, not able to do anything in that scenario, but now they have to worry about the Persephone, the Lancelot, as well as the the Athena, Persephone misses her ult, but that doesn't matter at all since the Lancelot is there to clean up the kill and kill the Scylla.
They just said cleanup crew on the way. They're just making sure that they're picking off their top players, especially that Scylla. It's a good thing they're shutting her down because the more level she gets, the more stronger she gets.
Yes, that is very true. They're making sure to shut her down right away, making sure that she's not able to do anything. And on that part of the Scylla playing a little bit too aggressive, in my opinion. At that point in time, after seeing the Bologna get out and not taking any damage, and you're not being able to catch up with her, I would have backed off and just try to regroup with your teammates instead of trying to force that and then getting caught out because of that. There you see the Hachiman and the Fafnir trying to disengage from a potential 4v2, while the Tyr as well as the Bologna Tyr as well as the Bakasura are going onto the Bologna, doing a massive amount of damage, but seeing as the Athena is coming in there to try to regulate that, they are deciding to back off.
Fafnir over here in the corner and Void just watching the dual lane over here. Watching, I would say, Ishtar and Persephone going around. Fafnir is just trailing them, making sure that he has visuals so he can help out his team. Bakasura in mid. Looks like Fafnir and Bakasura going into mid, as well as Scylla Tyr.
Bakasura getting ulted by the Persephone, but uses B right away to try to catch up to the Persephone. Notice that she doesn't have her dash anymore and just cleans up the kill right away. Lancelot jumping right onto the Bakasura, might be able to get the kill. Tyr trying to save him, but was a little bit too late. Scylla going in, missing her root, using her crush, missing? No, hitting the Athena right there, doing a little bit of damage with that, but decides to back off, knowing that going in that hard will probably spell her death. While the Fafnir is getting engaged on right now, getting a lot of damage, might be here dying real soon, really low health, jumps over and is able to get out as of now.
Oh no, he is going down on Kuna and he is going to be transferring back. Is that going to be enough for them to engage? No, they're just still there.
They're too far away. They can't engage on the Fafnir at that point.
Yep. Man, Iverson, how do you see this gameplay going, especially with these two top-tier teams?
Right now, it is hard to say. Both of them are doing pretty good. It feels like it is going into a back and forth right now, but the Cadets seem to have a little bit of an edge. They are just more consistent at getting picked, at getting their kind of top dealers like the Scylla as well as the Bakasura, and as well as the Hachiman, while they are while the Rams are being a little bit less consistent on actually getting those picks, and also as well as getting as many objectives as like how the Cadets are right now.
That's what I was thinking to the Rams. Though they are, though the score does not matter, kills or death do not matter. They do to extent, but remember this game is also objective based. It seems like the Rams are making sure that they get picks and then go off on the objectives. As you saw, they just got all tier 1
right here.
towers.
The Lancelot is going in on the Hachiman. Hachiman taking a lot of damage, getting hit by the ult, and is one shot and dies to the Lancelot. But will they be able to clean up on the Lancelot? Looks like he's about to get out and is getting out for free right there. Coming back in, Bakasura is getting absolutely smoked right now, as well as the Ishtar is just being able to end the Tyr cleans up on the Ishtar. Going into this team fight, the Tyr is grabbing both the Athena as well as the Bologna, doing a lot of damage. Scylla is using her abilities on cooldown, gets hit by the Persephone ult, keeps them in a bit. Will they be able to clean up on the Bologna? Bologna getting hit a lot, doing a lot of damage to her while she is trying to get out as fast as possible. Persephone on the right, trying to use a couple abilities to do some damage and pressure them off, while they decide to go on to Gold Fury instead, but decides that might be a little bit too risky.
Persephone is staying back a little bit too much, but I guess she understands that the fact that both the Ram players are just going to go back.
Yeah, I think that is probably the smarter idea, to just head back, regroup with the team, make sure for the Box Zero to respawn so they can engage into this team fight a little bit more healthy for this next team fight, and making sure that they have the other items that they need to get a little bit of an item advantage. If
As you
anything.
see, the cadets are going for Pyromancy. They're just going to get it, and they do get Pyromancer. And are they going to get a pick off as well? Are they going to get the Lancelot? The
Lancelot
Rams?
is able- but he's able to get out for free. Scylla doing a lot of damage to Persephone, seeing if she's going to try to hit her. Oh, but she lands
And
Peru
she gets
and
ruined.
kills the Persephone. Athena trying to get out as fast as possible, but the Bakasura is just right on top of her with the Scylla, with the slow, getting that double kill on the Athena, seeing if they are going to try to push onto Gold Fury now, trying to get a little bit of that objectives, while the Tier as well as the Bakasura are pushed up just a little bit much. Ishtar trying to see if she can come in, maybe try to steal the Gold Fury, but it's a little bit too late. Tier on the Bellona right now in mid lane, doing just a little bit of damage. Bellona now has some items up and is putting a lot of pressure on the Tier. Doesn't know that she's going to be ulting right into the middle of the team and gets destroyed by the Scylla. The Scylla gets a double kill, kills their Ishtar as well, going into mid tower, going on to Lancelot. Lancelot is their problem character, has his ult again, but he's able to get out for free.
Man, that Lancelot just has mobility. He has dashes after dashes. How would you describe Lancelot's playstyle? I would say it's more of like a hit and run dash rather than anything. Just poke, and then run away.
Exactly, that's how I would say that you should be playing Lancelot as well. That's a character that he really excels at going in, doing a little bit of like one target damage, hitting them, doing as much damage as you can, and noticing to get out as fast as possible with your ult or hop onto the horse and run away as well. Or as well as using that to engage on people and chase down enemies that are low that are trying to run away as well.
So I want to also ask, what's with the little overshield that he gets? Is that only when he rides his horse?
That is correct. That is only whenever he rides his horse. Whenever he rides on his horse, it gives him a little bit of an overshield to, and whenever any damage is taken to him that takes away that overshield, then it automatically takes him off of his horse as well. As we can see, the Rams are going for Fire Giant, and they're able to secure the Fire Giant, but a lot of them aren't as healthy right now. Will they be able to stay alive with the Fire Giant, or is it all for naught? Lancelot already used his ult, getting really damaged, but he's able to get out of there really soon. Athena off into mid lane, but she's going to get out for free.
Man, that was a really close team fight, especially for the cadets being that low. Having both their tank and their jungle Lancelot down would have been bad. Would have given them trouble later on.
Yeah, that would have been huge for the Rams if they were able to get a couple picks on there. That would have made it a lot easier for them to push into either get the other tier 2 tower and push those lanes, or even push in mid to try to do a little bit more damage to the Titan and have that extra pressure. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get any picks in that situation and are probably going to have to look for another team fight here soon.
Tier looking to engage here with his team right behind him. Tier's
Athena
baiting.
going in. Tier going in on the Ishtar as well as the Athena. Looks like they're trying to burst down the Athena right now. The Bakasura just following them, doing as much damage as possible. Might be able to kill the Athena, but she has her dash up just in time just to get out.
Man, that Bakasura is a shredding machine, man. What is he building? Let's see. Look into this. So he has crit, he has speed, he also has attack speed. It seems like he's going into that crit meta, like if he was playing a hunter.
Yeah, I have seen that a couple times as well, with as well as the true damage as well as the crit. I've seen a lot of people starting to build that onto Bakasura, trying to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible as well, so it's not as consistent of like having to hit the target multiple times and is able to burst them down in like 2 or 3 hits.
Man, the Rams are really pushing it towards them, just clashing the headbutts on the cadets. It seems like the cadets are just giving them space, and Tier just jumps in and
Goes onto the Ishtar. Ishtar getting hit by the Hachiman as well, getting her ult off, but is it enough to save her? No, it is not. The Tier ends up killing the Ishtar while having the Persephone as well as the Lancelot not there, pushing in just now, doing a lot of damage to the Titan. Lancelot hopping in onto the Hachiman. They decide to use their belt, their frenzy belt, and trying to just do as much damage as possible.
Is this gonna be game? Are we gonna see the Rams just take first game, or first match to be exact?
Doesn't seem like it right now. They are able to do a lot of damage right now. Not able to as well take some picks for the Rams, but they might be able to disengage right now, but unfortunately that won't be game just yet because they weren't able to put enough pressure as well as burst down somebody as quickly.
I think they just need to go back, regroup, and hopefully just think about what they're going to be doing. Maybe going for objectives like the Oni Fury or the Gold Fury. Just get that. Hopefully get more tower damage. Take tier 2 and maybe Phoenixes. I think if they do that, they might be able to get the chance to win and take this first round.
See, right now they are going for the Primal Fury as well as the Pyromancer, doing a lot of damage to those two. They're able to get the Primal Fury as well as the Pyromancer and backing up. As of now, Middle Phoenix is now back up. This is going to be kind of a long ride. I feel like the Rams need to a little bit work more on their target prioritization right now, because it feels like a lot of the time they are targeting the Bologna or the Athena, doing damage to them, but because they're such healthy characters, they're still able to get out and have their cooldowns up a lot so they can just get out of there and be as safe as possible instead of going on to the Ishtar. But that is also still hard to do for the amount of peel that the Athena can get.
I feel like this Bologna is getting too risky here. I feel like she's playing too up ahead, not realizing that there might be 3 going to her lane. But even then, the cadets are still trying to go for the objective as Hachiman is pulling up on that Bologna.
Yeah, and the tier as well coming right behind the Bologna. Bologna is not wanting to take the smoke with the Hachiman. Notices that the tier, but is it too late? Taking a lot of damage, using her ult. Tyr uses his ult to go on too, but there's the Scylla and the Fafnir, and the Bologna goes down!
And cancels the Athena ult, just right in the nick of time, making sure that she can't come and save her.
Unfortunate times right there. She was not able to get anything off, didn't even know what was coming towards her. Unfortunate. And now they're with that Bologna down, then it makes it a lot easier to go onto this Fire Giant. They're just going to have to watch out to see if there's going to be somebody who's going to try to steal it, but wasn't able to get there fast enough and was just a little bit too hesitant. Didn't know if she wanted to commit to that and end up dying for the price of not even getting it either. Seems like the Bakasura is trying to go onto the Lancelot, but the Lancelot gets out with his ult.
So, Iverson, I feel like this game is going to be a little bit one-sided, especially now with the Rams having Fire Giant as well as the Hachiman having Void and Scylla with damage. That's a very deadly combo.
I mean, it all depends as well. Like, just because they do have these extra buffs that are going to be helping them with these team fights, that doesn't also mean that they're guaranteed to win this. We have seen many times in these past games that people who had Fire Giant still lost the team fight over and over. But with this, the tier did get the secure on the Lancelot, doing a lot of damage, being able to put a lot of pressure, taking a lot of damage, getting the Bologna out of there as well, doing a lot of damage, but they're taking a lot of damage as well. Hashime gets the Ishtar, goes on the Bologna, kills the Bologna. The Bakasura cleans that up, going in, doing a lot of damage to Athena. Athena's a one-shot gun, is able to get back into Fountain, but now it's just the Rams against the Titan, doing a lot of damage. Might be able to end game here. Yep, with the Athena as well as the Persephone. Persephone uses her ult, but it's a little bit too late. With that, the Rams taking game 1.
Man, what a very intense matchup right here. These two top teams and players just going at it, clashing like Battle of the Titans. Get the joke?
Can I go home yet? Terrible
It
joke.
is. It is a battle of gods, remember. But let's see these stats, man. Hachiman just doing work, just taking down player damage, 33,000 player damage, as well with the Scylla with the 39.
Yeah, they were able to dish out a lot of player damage, really bursting down that Bologna as well as Athena, as you saw in those last team fights where the Bologna was really tanking beforehand and was one of the people that were almost guaranteed to get out every single time from just how much health she had. But during those times were reduced to nothing but little paper napkins getting shredded to bits in a rainstorm. There was nothing they could do.
What do you think the cadets can do to adapt to the Rams' playstyle? I feel like they weren't struggling, but at some points it just felt like the cadets were just not landing shots or just mispositioning.
It might just be a thing as well. Like I said this in the beginning as well. I would do away with the Ishtar pick because Ishtar is one of those hunters where she is good at a lot of things, but she's not excelling in any of them. While there's a lot different hunters that you can be like better picks that will probably get a lot more value for doing a lot less as well. And Ishtar is just one of those picks where she is not the best hunter that you could probably go into as well.
Both jungles, the Bakasura and Lancelot. Lancelot was playing his role really well, just going in, picking, just getting those clean picks off the Rams, especially with managing XP camps and even seeing some of Bakasura's XP camps.
He was doing really good in the beginning, doing a lot of things as well as getting picks on people. It just started falling apart in endgame whenever all of them just started to focus him, and whenever you tried to go in, he'd take a lot of damage and then have to leave right away.
Bakasura, a good jungler, but I feel like he was lacking a little bit in presence. But at the end of that team fight, he was just demolishing down their front laners. Just taking down their protections and everything and enforcing them to back away.
Yeah, at that point, that's whenever you could definitely feel the Bakasura who was coming in, doing damage, and staying on the tanks and just doing a lot of damage, making them feel his damage, getting them really low on health, having them back up, and taking time away from actually going into those team fights.
Well, we are going to go into a quick intermission just to set up the next round. We will let you guys know when the next round will begin.
And we'll be right back.
And we are back. Your host, Jesus, aka Young Soul.
As well as Iverson, aka Flaffo. We're here right into the ban phase, starting off pretty strong with the Rams banning off Thanatos as well as New Wah.
I'm very surprised that they actually took out Nuwa.
Why is that?
Man, you don't really see Nuwa being that effective in the conquest. In this meta, I would say, because yeah, she does have an ult that can, guarantee a kill, but an Aegis can stop that. But even then, the Aegis is not enough.
I feel like it just depends as well as like if there is a player on the cadets who is really proficient with New Wall and how devastating that can be for them, as well as if they decide to have a team comp that surrounds the New Wall to make sure that the New Wall is safe and is able to get as much potential as she can. As we can see as well, the cadets are already banning the Bakasura, not really wanting to deal with that again for the second game, but instead they decide to go into the Tsukiyomi.
I will say this, that Bakasura was scary, especially when the Rams had that jungle there. It seems like the Rams have a really good jungler, just going everywhere and just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see the Tsukiyomi play as well. Again, the cadets are using an Ishtar pick. Again, you already know how I feel about this. Like, Ishtar is a pretty decent ADC, but there are just a lot of better ADCs. Ishtar can get that early game picks and do a lot of damage, but it's just that during the late game, it feels like she falls off and she doesn't excel in one certain area because it's either she wants to do like regular ADC auto attack damage, but also she has abilities, and she's not suited for one or the other.
Yeah, it just clashes with how the Hunter's meta is, especially with that crit. Especially when having a character that's ability based.
Yes, it's even worse with just knowing that the Ishtar is just it feels like a jack of all trades, but not really being good or not being toward really excelling at one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Going into a Freya as well for mid lane, that is going to be two ADCs, and as well as with Freya, with how much she can actually shred somebody as well, this is going to be very interesting to see. And it decides to go with a Chronos pick, another kind of ADC mid pick that will be able to have a lot of damage, and this is going to make it even more scary, because as long as the game goes on for longer, it makes the Chronos an even bigger threat.
Man, this is going to be a very interesting playstyle, especially when the Chronos got switched with their mid laner. It looks like they're making sure that one of the Rams players was getting that Chronos.
And let's get into the game. And for everybody that doesn't know, Chronos had a passive where after every 2 minutes into the game, he gets a boost in power for every 2 minutes, and this does not stop, so it just keeps on going up and up and up.
Kind of like Scylla, the more she levels up, but instead of leveling up, it's time. The more this match drags out, it's going to be very scary for the cadets to deal with that Chronos.
Exactly. And with this, we can see that the game has already started a bit weird. It is a little bit late, but the tier has already got their first blood on the Vamana, putting a little bit of pressure, but as again, that is exactly what tier wants to do, put a lot of pressure and be just a giant bully in lane, just really decimating the other solo laner.
Yeah, I would say Tyr is a really good role for that solo lane, especially him being a stand user, switching from his defensive and then his power stance.
And he's getting a lot of value out of this as well. The Chronos pushing up a bit. Didn't notice that the Achilles is going to be on him. Achilles as a jungler, which is a role that you usually see him in as well, just from how he gets that increased movement speed and has a lot of lockdown potential as well. As we can see right here, the Fafnir and the Kurnonos going in on the Athena, but the Athena does have her dash and gets out of there just in time, followed by the Ishtar.
Man, this is going to be intense right from the start. For the duo lane, it looks like they're just playing coordinated on what they want to do. Going to that Scorpion, then they might seem to be pushing to mid. Nope. My bad, that's like the Tsukuyomi.
Seems like the Athena and Ishtar are going to try to go in on this, trying to see if they can steal it for themselves. And the Fafnir are trying to attack them a bit, but they are able to secure that Scorpion for themselves. Let's go over to mid lane and see the Chronos going in on the Freya, having to use his ult. Freya used her ult as well, and is instead backing up instead.
Like I was saying, the Chronos' ult is a very unique ultimate. Every single one of these gods have very unique ultimates. Some may be similar, but Chronos has the ability to go back in time and go get health to his previous stance.
That is correct, Jesus. His ult is a pretty decent one where it makes him CC immune and rewinds time to time, and I don't remember, probably 2 or 3 seconds beforehand, and that can really change a whole fight where somebody uses their whole kit. Chronos is down to 1 HP, but then when he uses it all, it brings it all the way back, and then the fight is start over once again.
It does seem like the cadets are pushing or having pressure on the dual lane, just making sure that Fafnir can't push up. Though Tsukuyomi is near. Chronos out here trying to engage on the Freya. Is he going to get her? Yes, he does.
The stun goes and damages her once, but misses the last auto. And isn't able to clean up the kill on the Freya, but is able to push her out of lane, probably get some more minions in there, and deny her some far.
That would have been a big lead for Chronos, especially when the Freya is 1 level behind now because of it.
This is going to be very tough for the Freya, especially with her not being fully ranged as well. Chronos is just making sure to go onto the Bastion and really just make sure that extra protection is gone.
Well, ever since we've seen both of these team players play at least a game, man, this is going to be a very blood-boiling match here.
Well, this is the kicker right here. The cadets actually have to win this one to stay in the running right now, because with the Rams already winning the last game, it makes it a lot more difficult and puts the pressure on them to make sure to win this game so they can stay in and maybe win the championship. With this, we can see the 3v2 in dual lane. Them going in on the Kurnonos, and the Fafnir uses ult, but it took a little bit too long to get back to the Kurnonos, making sure that he died. And the Ishtar and the Athena just go in and kill the Fafnir. Achilles getting that last hit. That was a wonderful gank by the Achilles. Being able to clean that up and give a little bit of a lead to the Ishtar and the Athena.
And the cadets are proving that they will be trying to contest in this match, especially now, like Iverson has stated, they do have to win this game to continue.
And right here, we can already see a little bit of a level difference. If we go over to the graph right now, it seems that the Rams have a 2,000 gold lead, as well as a 1,000 XP difference. Going in on the Achilles, doing a lot of damage. Probably going to get this kill with the Tsukuyomi going in on the Freya, but decides to back up instead, being able to clean up just like that. The Achilles couldn't even stand still.
Man, the Tsukuyomi, a very, very cool hit and run, really similar to Lancelot, but only with his ultimate. He does have a bunch of movement slow abilities, you know, slowing down anyone in his path, as well as a stun.
Yes, that is very true. Tsukiyomi is a very good character. Does a lot of damage, has a lot of slowing abilities that just keeps a target locked down, as well as his ult that makes sure to, after you hit all those beams of light, makes it guaranteed hits on the character. And because he hit all of them on the Achilles, there is no way, unless the Achilles had a Aegis on him, to survive that. Tier is still putting a lot of pressure onto solo lane. Doesn't even know that the Achilles is over in the right jungle right now, but it turns that he's going to try to rotate over to mid lane. See if he can catch out the Chronos at all.
Man, that Vivana is just giving too much space. He's not even trying to contest the statue.
Well, at that point, would you really want to contest a tier that is one level, already killed you once in lane, and has just a lot of damage as well as CC potential?
Yeah, that is very true, especially with Tier's kit.
As a solo player myself, Tier is one of those characters where I do not want to see him in my lane, and if he is, I'm going to be playing passively because I'm not trying to get caught out by him. And over here we see this, there's a little bit of a team fight going on. Factor using his ult going in while the Kronos is going in on the Ishtar. Ishtar is not able to do anything. Kronos is going to get executed by the Achilles. Now Tsukiyomi going in on the Athena, turning around instead to get that little bit of extra damage on the Achilles while he has his debuff from his ultimate ability. If you don't know, Achilles has his ultimate, which makes it so whenever somebody is within a execution threshold, which is probably 25% of their health, he can instantly execute them. But if he uses it and lands it, it debuffs him for a state, so he takes extra damage. Anything you have to say about that team fight right there, Jesus?
I would say the Achilles did play really well. He was lurking around, waiting for the perfect opportunity to hit. And
I don't know about you, but did you see how much damage that Chronos did to that Freya? That was almost half her health. Brought her down to just a quarter of the health right away. Chronos just sitting there, but there is the Athena trying to throw a little bit of poke damage, try to hurt her a bit.
And it was only with two abilities, his two main abilities, the combo.
Exactly.
The root or the stun, and then the burst circle ability. Those things can be deadly, especially that circle bomb, because it's such on a constant quick cooldown.
Exactly, and with this over in the duo lane, the Kronos as well as the Fafnir are going in on the Athena, doing a little bit of extra little poke damage, just trying to contest his wave. And the Kronos kills the Freya over in mid lane and rotating over to, it seems like, over to Pyromancer, trying to get that little bit of objective right there, get a little bit extra goal and XP for that for their team, as well as getting the little bit extra faster run out time from Fountain. With this, the Vamana is able to sit in lane and actually farm up a little bit, but little does he know the tier is on his way. And let's see if the tier is going to try to go onto the Vamana or if he's just going to let him be for now. Seems like he's just going to let him be. If we go back over to dual lane, seems like the Kronos as well as the Fafnir are going in on the Ishtar, doing a little bit of damage, getting her really low. And are they going to dive tower? Are they going to do it? Fafnir tries to throw his hammer, but misses it and decides to back up instead.
Man, like you were stating, Iverson, the Ishtar may have not been the pick for this lane. She, like you said, she is a jack of all trades. But for this lane, I feel you need a character that could just handle that specific role.
Yeah, I think it's the difference is that it would be fine if the Ishtar was like not as much and excelled in either doing a lot of auto attack damage or a lot of ability based, but it just doesn't seem like that is the case. So she's very good. She is good in early game with basically how her abilities work, but whenever it gets hitting late game, it gets a little bit harder. Chronos going in on the Freya, getting the stun off and hitting the ability, making the Freya use her ult, but the Tsukiyomi is right under him. It gets the kill anyway. Wasn't able to peel for him at all. Going on the Achilles now. Tsukiyomi doing a lot of damage, but there is the Athena that comes in with the ult. Tsukiyomi using his ult to get out of there, but then dies, but gets trade on the Achilles, as well as getting the double kill. And as you can see, the Tsukiyomi actually kill feed came up after the Achilles, so he also got a revenge kill off of that, as well as a double kill.
That's a rare thing you don't really see in this Smite competition, especially in this league. That was a very high tier, pro level fight right there.
Is a very good, and as right here, you just see it again. The tier is just absolutely bullying the Vamana with just those couple abilities and throwing him into tower, taking him all the way to full health, back to half HP, which is already just right there, just tragic to see. Knowing just the tier is just doing so much damage and it has so much pressure in lane. With this, the Chrono is now going in on the Freya, already taking out a quarter of Freya's health with one singular ability. If he got that stun off on her, she would most likely be dead.
Yeah, Kronos, I don't think this is a good matchup for the mid laner. Kronos going against a Freya, I would be afraid to go against that Kronos.
Exactly. Kronos is a very hard-hitting character and somebody you do not want to be messing with, especially with how it seems like this Chrono isn't actually building auto attack at all and is going more ability-based, which makes his abilities hit even harder. As you can see right here, the Freya used her ult, but will she be able to get out? Kronos misses his ability and isn't able to do anything about that. With the Achilles actually rotating in right now, he doesn't even know it. He might actually be going down here, misses his ability, uses his ult to get out, but he's a little bit too close for comfort. See if his Tsukiyomi is able to get out, but he decides to go into right lane, trying to probably walk all the way to solo lane just to get somebody over there instead of trying to walk back, which is really good play to do right there.
Very smart play, especially when you're going to be down and going against a 3v1.
Exactly. The Achilles is eyeing out the Tsukiyomi right now, pinging him out to the Freya so their team knows. Tsukiyomi going back over to mid lane and just walking over towards Oracles, trying to catch the Achilles out. He's already 2 levels ahead, maybe be able to do a lot of damage to him, just chasing down the Achilles, missing his ability, and stuns him, gets that off, doing some damage, but the Freya is on her way, doing a lot of damage through this as well, but turns out that the Achilles was not alone. He did have shooters on the way. They had the Tsukiyomi had ops, and they were there. They were ready. They were lying in wait, and they got him.
They just got him lacking. They were just making sure that no one was around.
Exactly. Over here, they already got Pyromancer, and it was just the tier and the Chronos. They were too busy over in left lane that the Chronos and the tier were able to get Pyromancer for free because of that. You already see this right here. The Rams already have tier 1 towers in all 3 lanes, doing a lot of damage and just having an immense amount of pressure where they are just able to just constantly just get objectives like this for free as well.
I feel like cadets really need to focus here, especially now when the Rams still have their tier 1 towers. I feel like they need to make sure and stay on top on what they want to do. They can't be just dilly-dallying and just not contesting fights like right now.
And
as
right
the
here,
tiers being by
Tiers is
yourself.
going in on the Achilles, doing a lot of damage. Tsukiyomi on his way, using his ult. Achilles is trying to get away, but the Tsukiyomi is able to just catch up to him super fast. Tier using his blink, but the Achilles using his blink as well. They are not looking at the Vamana behind him, made him just use his ult, not even engaging, and going in on him now. Getting onto the Achilles. Tier's playing very aggressive right now and is actually going to die for it, losing his lead that he had.
Not the play for that tier. He should have been waiting and be careful, especially when he had backup on the way.
Ooh, going in on the Freya, but now she used her ult. All of them are looking right at her, seeing if the Chronos is able to go around, wrap around, try to hit the Freya, but misses it, and is not able to clean up on the kill, while the Tsukiyomi is getting chased by this Vamana, hoping that somebody is behind him to actually help, but we'll see if the Tsukiyomi is actually able to clean up a bit. Chronos is by himself in a very bad position, might actually die because of this, has 3 people around. They're probably going to try to go and cut him off as well, as you can see with the Achilles, or actually he is deciding to just leave him alone and let him be.
I think it was because he was just too close to tower.
I guess so, but they just got Gold Fury as well, while they're all over in right lane. They see, this is the thing as well. The Rams know that they are preoccupied in a different part of the jungle across the map and decide to go for a different objective just to basically knowing that they can just get that for free.
The cadets really need to focus on target picking, especially now, as the Freya is low.
And the Freya goes down by the tier. Freya is at this point just getting bullied. I think that is the worst part about picking the mid lane or anything like really close to the very first, because you can just get counter pick right away. Yes, it is open, so you can pick very strong characters and stuff, but the worst part is that you can also get counter picked really easily because of that during the ban phase.
Yeah, especially now as the cadets are feeling that pressure. Are they going to be fighting for it? Yes, they are, as you see the Athena doing everything she can to protect. And is she going to get a kill on it?
But then takes a tower shot and is in execution rate for the Achilles to just take it as he wants. Kronos doing a lot of damage to the Athena and getting her really low, while all of the players right now in Ram is very healthy. Tyr is just going in on the Athena and gets the pick, leaving them all exposed. Tyr now getting attacked by the Vamana, gets launched into the air by the Freya, which is a questionable choice because he could have been taking a lot more damage from the Vamana ult. Kurnanos is now going in on the Vamana, totally ignoring the Freya, which then just got him killed, but the Tyr is able to get out perfectly fine.
Vamana still on the way, still chasing. No, just said, you know what, I think it's just better to go back and just help my team.
Yeah, at that point, it's not even worth it to keep on chasing him, because at that point, you don't know where anybody else is. You can get caught out. You don't know who's on their way. At that point, just back up with the team.
Man, Fafnir out here a little bit out of position. Is he going to get caught out there? No, Cronus is playing, baiting out the Fafnir.
Going into the Pyromancer, going
Ooh,
on to the
a
Achilles,
double
getting
stun!
that, and just absolutely shredding the Achilles and making him know that it's his time to go.
Yep. That was a good play on the Rams, just enforcing him, making him, and getting stunned again.
But the Freya is now getting focused. She's by herself, with the people all right behind her. She is just going to get bursted down and dies. Athena is there trying to run away, but gets stunned by the Fafnir. Starts getting picked off, getting slowed, stunned, and then an ult that just slammed down right on top of Athena. Now they are going for the Fire Giant, and this is basically free. There is 3 people dead, and the other 2 people are, one is over in left lane, and the other one is just an Ishtar.
Looking to try to take this right here. Is she going to be able?
But will she be able to take it? We don't know. They don't even realize that the Ishtar is there. She's using her ult, uses it, but does not get the last hit on it, and does not do enough damage to actually secure that Fire Giant.
Man, that Ishtar was so low, as well as the
and right there, they also get Pyromancer for free, being able to burst it down with just the Chronos as well as the Tyr, doing massive amounts of damage.
Man, what a very interesting thing to happen. The Rams feel like they're on fire. They're just keeping that momentum still from the previous match. They're just not letting down and not backing down.
Yeah, right now it seems like they only have the Achilles right now that is still doing really good and is able to keep up, but the enemy team is still being able to shut down everyone else, which is the problem. Because if no one else is with the Achilles and isn't able to keep up in touch with that, it's going to be a lot harder to win this game.
Especially now, I just feel like the cadets are just giving up too much space. They're not doing enough.
Yeah, with this as well, you can see the Fafnir using his ult, going in on the Ishtar, actually bursting down the Achilles, or the Athena, because she has nowhere else. She has no other cooldowns up, and the Ishtar is now trying to run away as fast as possible, while Cornunos is coming over and going on the Achilles, doing a little bit of damage. Fafnir gets that stun as well as that, going on to Freya instead, and absolutely shreds her. Might be going for the tier 2 tower right here, which is basically free. Vamana using his ult right behind them, don't even realize it. Kronos is now doing a little bit of damage, going on to the Kronos right over here, but he was able to get the Achilles really low. Kronos uses his ult, backs up, the Tyr gets a double kill, going on to the Vamana now, not sure what he's going to do in this situation, gets hit by the Tsukiyomi, and then just dies by a last hit by the Kronos.
Man, the Kronos is putting in work that mid lane. I feel like the cadets should have thought of at least banning Kronos. He is a very the top pick character in the on rank, especially for Conquest.
Right here as well, Kronos is just absolutely melting the Athena. Now it's them just going on to Phoenix. They already, or the Titan, they already know that they're 4 down. One is coming up, but they are able to just burst it down, doing as much damage as they can, not even paying attention to the Ishtar. And the Freya kills the Ishtar and ends the game!
The Rams have won the Smite Playoff Championship.
Right there, 2-0, kept the momentum from game 1, goes into game 2, and keeps that same momentum, just absolutely demolishing the other two teams.
Man, what would you say about these playoffs, Iverson?
These playoffs have been amazing. There's been games go have many ups and downs, going back and forth. You can see that all of these are all together, and all of them, you can tell the hard work that they put into this game and trying to understand how to play and play around certain things. And just from this, you can see just how absolutely amazing these games are.
I will say each of these players had the dedication to prove that they were capable of competing for the championship. Each one with their own specific roles, and especially their outstanding players like their jungle supports and even their mid laners.
Exactly, and with here you can definitely see just how much, just amazing how they all deserve to be in this top performing parts and deserve to be here.
Man, and that will be a for the IAHSEA Association League for the Smite Playoffs. I am your host, Jesus, aka Young Soul.
And I'm Iverson, aka Flaffo, and this has been an amazing games to broadcast, and thank you for joining us with us to see these moments happen.